we've got quality wins. We're a good team, you know, but we've got work to do to get better. Obviously, offensively and defensively, turnover margin offensively. Little things defensively, but overall defensively, I think we're ahead of where we are offensively. But we got good players, guys that like to work, and productive practices daily.
On that same note, is there anything that you've been pleasantly surprised by that you guys have done to this point?
Our culture, our chemistry, sacrifice, the humility of these guys that are coming off the bench especially. You know, we've got 4 or 5 guys that are playing meaningful minutes off the bench, and that'll increase moving forward, right? They come in a game and they just produce. You know, Dylan James comes to mind. Justin Absence, you know, had a couple games where he didn't play much at all, and he was as big a factor as anyone off the bench in our last win. You know, with his ability to play inside the zone and make those decisions. Dakota LeFew, you know, off the bench is, you know, he's one of our best players. You know, and he's accepted that, you know, when your opportunity comes, you produce, you control what you can control. And so I love the mentality of our guys. Who knows what our lineups will look like moving forward, and our rotation, starting, and all that stuff. But to this point, our culture's been terrific.
How important is that depth, especially with SEC play looming and how well the league is played this year?
It's huge. I mean, it's the best league in the country by a large margin, and depth is prevalent throughout the whole league. I mean, it's mandatory, you know, to keep up. You know, we've gotten a lot better. We're just significantly better. I've said that for months, but so is most of the SEC.
I mean, you've been around this league a long time now, but I saw a stat, I guess, before I came in, that the conference is 50-4 in December record-wise.
It's crazy.
And as far as against the ACC this year, 30-4 now with the South Carolina's, you know, win and Florida's win yesterday. And you know what? So again, I know you got the 3 non-conference games to go, but when you do look ahead to what that conference schedule is going to be like, it's just going to be a scrum.
It's wild,
this year.
We better be ready, right? And but a ton of opportunities at the same time, you know, and each one of these opportunities will help us grow too and help us get better. It's a process. It's a long SEC season, but it's right now it's Buffalo. You know, we've got practice today. We've got to get better today, and we've got a good opportunity tomorrow to see how we respond to the last win.
Well, does Shane or Montgomery be part of this equation tomorrow night?
He will.
Okay.
He will. He's officially been cleared. Really excited for him. Excited for his teammates. He's fired up. You know, probably gonna have to slow him down a little bit when he gets some.
Yeah, I was about to say everybody you talk to talks about his energy, his energy he brings. I mean,
he'll be fun to watch. I'm excited. Our whole staff's excited. His teammates again are excited to see, you know, what it's going to look like for him. You know, wearing the G, he's going to play hard as heck, and he's going to play with joy. That's how he approaches every day. And he's fun to coach. He's going to be a good addition to our team. He's a little bit different than our other backcourt guys. He complements them well. We've got to get him adjusted, you know, to this level, of course, and to playing with these guys. It's all going to be new to him, but it's exciting at the same time.
Well, how will he help make this team better, specifically?
Intensity, competitiveness. He's a disruptive defender, puts pressure on the rim offensively. He's versatile offensively. He adds another guard, again, who's a little bit different than the guys that have played to this point.
When you say different, just what kind of stands out as different compared to some other?
He's really athletic, again, really disruptive. He's got an ability. He's got great length, you know, so he can play is he a 2, is he a 3, is he a 1? He's kind of all of them, you know. He's very versatile. He's got some tire in him with his ability to get to the rim and finish at the rim, excuse me, and he's got the ability to make things happen in transition. But defensively, his ability to pressure the ball and disrupt the ball, being passing lanes, blocking shots as a guard, you know, he's just a little bit different than those other guys. They all have strengths and weaknesses.
What do you want to see out of him when he plays tomorrow night?
Just play hard, have fun, you know, just do what he does every day in practice. Just have they carry over, be the same guy he is, that he'll be today, because I'll be shocked if he's not that same guy he's been every day. Really consistent competitor.
How do you feel like he's handled the last, I guess, month and change, not being able to play, but still
Unbelievably well. That's a great question. I'm glad you asked that, so I can speak on it. The fact that he's not been able to play and wear the G and put a game jersey on. His readiness to compete, his energy in practice as soon as he steps between the lines every day has been evident. You're always challenging guys, guys out for a day with a rolled ankle or guys out with a cold. You still have to have an influence on this practice. You still have to mentally be a part of it. Let's not check out and then when you're physically 100%, all of a sudden you're a good teammate again. That's not how it works. He's epitomized that without even the long conversations, that he's done that on his own. That's just who he is.
Going back to Saturday, a big game from Santo, what have you seen from him, just the progress he's made to this point as a freshman?
Again, and I mentioned the other guys early, your bench guys, no one wants to be called a bench guy, but a guy who's coming off the bench currently, another guy that I should have mentioned early that's just had an unbelievable attitude, work ethic, growth mentality. He's just gotten better and better. He's coming off arguably his best game. And he's been good since in practice. He'll continue to get better.
As you get closer to conference play, what are some of the things that you'd like to see your team clean up a little bit specifically?
Turnovers.
Yeah.
And then 2 is turnovers and 3 is turnovers.
How do you do that in practice as you get closer to SEC play?
Trial and error. We're trying everything. We're past the making it mental. About 3 weeks ago we said, hey, we got to just address it. We've got to talk about it. It's the glaring weakness as you study our metrics. Offensively for us, I think we're 54 today, and in certain categories we're pretty good. We are, and that one's glaring. I think we're about 320 right now. Now that said, we're playing a style where everybody touches it a lot, and the thing moves, and we've had some really pretty possessions. But then we have possessions sometimes where it could be a spacing issue, it could be just trying to do a little bit too much issue. That said, also we've played some really disruptive defenses too. So sometimes those numbers will just even themselves out. But it's an area that we're focused on. We will be today when we're between the lines, doing different drills, talking about it, watching film on it, individually and as a team. And our guys know it's an area of focus for us.
Is it like the inexplicable ones though? Does this, that kind of bug you the most? Because sometimes
honestly, I've had a lot of teams where your turnover margin is better, or your assist turnover ratio is better, but you've got 4 or 5 loud ones a game where a guy just jumps up in the air and does something he can't do or doesn't have a plan. We don't have a lot of loud ones. We really don't. We've had our spacing's a little bit different. We're playing big, and so sometimes when there's less space on the floor to operate with, right? If your passes or your catches aren't on point, you're not crisp, your timing's off, your spacing's just a little bit off, it can cost you a little bit more with the spacing that we currently have. That said, when we don't turn it over and we're sharp offensively, we've got an ability to really crash the offensive glass with those 2 bigs in there and sprint to ball screens and play on the interior more effectively than if we were playing 4 or 5 out. So some of it is just what we're doing, and we'll continue to get better at it. It's new to all these guys.